Hey again, guys. I'm CCP Rise alongside CCP Fozzy, and we're about to see Rampage fight against the Reputation Cartel in the New Eden Open 2. What have these teams brought?
So remember yesterday I was talking about a ship I really wanted to see more of in the tournament, and that was the Vulture. Larconis Trassler is flying a Vulture now for the Reputation Cartel team. This is two pretty cool setups. Rampage
Wow.
has brought a triple Astarte, a triple Vexor, double Inquisitor. I think this is actually my ideal blaster setup. This is like, we were talking about what would be the perfect blaster setup. This is pretty close. The double Inquisitors as the reps, that's one of the things that they've been missing in these other teams. And Astartes and Vexors are both really tanky and good damage to the points. Reputation Cartel, on the other hand, has brought Vulture, 3 Helas, 2 carries, and double Bantams, both teams with double logistics rigs.
Very interesting. I think this is going to be actually a really tough match for Rampage. They started pretty far from each other, I assume.
Yeah, so the Rep Cartel guys came in at max range, Rampage came in at about 30. So they're a ways away from each other. The Rampage guys are having to burn across under Curator damage. Those Helas immediately drop Curator sentry drones.
I think this is going to be, difficult for Rampage because with the drone setup on the Rep Cartel side, they should be able to split up and make Rampage have to work really hard to go from target to target. So even if they catch one thing, they're going to spend a bunch of time getting to the next, and in the meantime, they're going to be taking a lot of damage from both the Vulture and those Helas.
Look how well that Vexor's tanking. That's a combination not just of the Logi frigates, not just those 2 Inquisitors, but also a whole bunch of rep drones dropped by what looks like the Astartes.
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful.
Man,
I mean,
those
really Astartes all have 5 medium hull
repair
or armor repair bots, and the Inquisitors are repping themselves. If they can tank this sentry damage, then they'll just be able to pick off these Helas one by one.
Yep. Yeah, that's absolutely true. If I would have thought that with this small amount of actual logistic ships, that they would have been able to kill Vexors as they burned around trying to get to their targets, but if the rep drones plus the Inquisitors is enough for them to tank, there's really nothing a rep cartel can do.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
other than maybe try to take the Inquisitors off the field, it would take them far too long to kill those medium drones, most likely.
The Curators just weren't tracking well enough, so what's happened is the Rep Cartel guys have abandoned their Curators, switched to Guard 2s, which have a bit better tracking but shorter range. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. That Hela of Bob Shaftos is tackled and dropping down fast. Every Hela they can take down, that's a huge chunk of the DPS.
Yeah.
Each Hela is probably a quarter of the DPS of this team.
Yep.
As a Hela goes down, that's going to make the job of those Inquisitors and Rep drones a lot easier.
And they're having such a hard time getting any damage onto the Rampage team. That first Hela has already dropped. This tank is it's amazing how much tank they managed to get in this Rampage setup, considering how much damage they have. I mean, for a blaster setup, they have actually a lot of offensive power, but they have really an enormous amount of tank as well. It's a really, really cool setup.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Bantam
actually
down for Rep Cartel.
I'm a huge fan of this setup after seeing it. It's not one that I'd thought of at all, really. I mean, the combination of the Astartes and the Vexors, Astartes, really flexible ships. They provide you gang bonuses.
Yeah.
They provide you a very mobile blaster platform that can take a lot of damage. They're kind of similar to the Sleipnir in that regard. They're kind of the armor version of the Sleipnir. And the Vexors are just playing the highest damage Tech 1 cruiser in the game.
Right.
So they just deal a ton of damage and obviously can tank well enough to do the job. We've got a second Hela tackled now of Lucky CCS. The Rep Cartel, to win this match, they need to get some kills on those Inquisitors and do it while they keep their Helas alive. They need to spread out. They need to use the Vulture and the carries. I don't know.
It's really hard.
It's hard in this position.
Well, they are getting some damage on Inquisitor. That's a good start. That's definitely probably their best bet at this point. What I would worry about actually is that even after they kill those Inquisitors, the rep drone fleet might be enough to make it at least take a very long time
especially
to get kills
if they
on
lose
Vexors.
Lucky. Once that Hela goes down for Lucky CCS, he's going to be in big trouble. I mean, he's tanking fine now, but he is tackled, so it's only a matter of time till all the Astartes are on top of him.
Yeah, and it looks like all the Vexors are there now. Yeah, just
yeah.
arriving, so he should evaporate pretty quick now that they're all there.
There he goes. Yeah. I mean, this is rough. The Suleiman Shua, a pretty well-known Eve streamer and blogger and pirate, is in the final Hela for Rep Cartel, but I really don't know if he's going to be able to do anything. He's going to need to be an absolute hero to have a chance in this.
This looks so powerful. I feel like this might become very popular. This style of setup. It looks really efficient. They did actually manage to kill an Inquisitor on the Rampage side, and probably the second one will go down too.
Yep.
But at this point, it's so late. Like, they just have so much to get through still to come back in this match. I mean,
At this point, they aren't going to be able to kill those Astartes. The Astartes
Right.
probably have local reps themselves.
Right.
The Gila of Suleiman Shula is well away from the battle, so actually there's nothing close to him to tackle him. We've got a Thorax of Thurnoth there, or not Thorax, sorry, Vexer of Thurnoth there chasing after him, but it's going to be a little while before he gets tackled. I think at this point, he's still probably the best target for them, though. They're going to try to track him down, knock him down, because the Vulture is probably primarily a link ship in this case. He can do decent damage, but it's not going to be able to kill the Astartes by itself, not without the Gila.
No, of course not. Yeah, I don't know. This is crazy. It's interesting also, like, setups like this Gila setup does well usually against brawling setups because it can spend, like I said at the start, you split up and you make them spend so much time chasing you. But they actually have so many ships covering the field, they'll definitely be able to get tackles over time, and without being able to break tank, it's kind of wild that you can have a setup with this much damage that you can't break through. I mean,
I have to imagine
even if perfect piloting, they might never have been able to get through any of these Vexers.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rep Cartel arrived on the field and was actually pretty happy.
Yeah.
They go there like, oh, look at this. We'll just split up, and by the time they've caught our first Gila, we'll have like one Vexer killed, maybe another one will be in low armor.
Yep.
And then we'll just like wear them down that way.
Yep.
And we'll like lose a Gila, and they'll have 2 Vexers down, they'll kill the last Vexer, and it'll work out great. But they just couldn't kill the Vexers. The tank on this was just so surprising.
Yep. That's exactly what I thought. I mean, we expected Rampage to win going in. We all voted for Rampage to win the match, but when I saw the field, I thought this is actually a pretty good situation for Reputation Cartel. This is the kind of setup.
No tackle frigates on Rampage at all.
Yeah.
So you think that for the Kiting Healers, that's going to be great. They need to rely on Vexers, which is why Suleiman took this long to get tackled, is because he's only got Vexers chasing after him.
Yep.
But it just tanked.
It just took all the damage, and so then, of course, you do have enough time. The arena's limited in size. You can force the healers up against the edge of it at some point and pin them down. And if they can't kill you in the meantime, it's no problem at all.
So how do you think this would do against a better tracking team? So, I mean, I'm sure that the tracking on the Curators not hitting for full damage on the Vexer helped. But what if these were triple Dominixes or something, or Ishtars? Do you think this would have...
I have a feeling this actually would kind of do all right. I mean, in any of those cases, I think it looks efficient. It looks like they're going to be able to get stuff off the field at a really good rate, and they have so much there. Even in a case where they're able to kill an Astarte earlier, kill 2 Vexers earlier, or something like that. Like I would imagine sort of if they had 2 Dominixes on that side and an Oneros or something, they could maybe take out 2 Vexers, but by that point they'd have lost an Oneros, maybe even lost a Dominix, and I think I don't know. I actually like the Rampage setup in that situation. I think it actually looks like it really could do well.
And in those kind of fights where just everyone's dying bit by bit and you're all losing ships on both sides, the command ships actually do really well. So having a triple command ship core, it's the same thing we've been seeing from Sleipnir teams.
Yep.
Often if you wipe out all of their support and they wipe out all of your support, your Sleipnirs just brawl for the win.
Yep.
And the Astarte can do the same kind of thing. And so triple Astarte, like if it had been like all the support gets destroyed and it's triple Astarte versus like double Dominix, the triple Astarte is probably just going to win that.
I think so. And we are winding down. Another Gila went down. They managed to catch one of the carries at some point on the Rep Cartel side. Of course, this one's definitely over. Rampage.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
now, Larconis Trassler and his Vulture is running away as fast as he can. But he's being chased very quickly by those Vexers, and he's going to be tackled in just a few moments.
Yep, and then he'll actually go down pretty quick, I assume, even though Vultures are very tanky.
And yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to kill a single one of the Vexers. That was surprising, I have to say. I mean, the Rampage team looked pretty awesome off the start. It looked like a really cool, fun setup, but I did not expect the Vexers to be able to tank like that. And this is, I think, a setup, if other teams weren't ready for it, like if they didn't expect something like this beforehand, then they are, at this moment, scrambling to come up with a counter. There's a lot of teams out there that are just looking at this, we need to theory craft now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of, It's lucky this is on day 2. Teams will have a week to think about this and probably go test it. A lot of them.
Yeah. And the fact that it's day 2 might mean that maybe Rampage is hoping that this throws people off and they all focus on it and they can go with something else.
Another really... Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say we saw something similar to that in the last Alliance tournament with Pandemic Legion. They brought out a setup that they knew was really good, but that they also knew they could counter.
Nice.
And then counted on everyone else trying to copy that setup, and then they just rolled over it. So, I mean, there might be something similar here. Rampage is definitely a good enough team to do that kind of thing.
That Vulture is down. It'll be pretty difficult for them to catch these carries. They'll probably be able to do it eventually. They have so many ships they can spread out and just force it to fly into one of them, but if not, the match will end in 1 minute and 15 seconds anyway. Another really nice thing about this Rampage setup that I like is that it looks really flexible. Like, you can do... variations of the setup that would be really strong without necessarily using these exact ships. These do seem like very good ships for it. The Astartes, really efficient and flexible, and like you said, the Vexor is just the highest DPS cruiser, so it fits really well. But I could see this kind of setup working with other ships as well.
I mean, it could also probably work in shields. You could do triple Sleipnir, triple Moa, double Bantam, for instance, or burst.
Exactly. I'll have to see if that kind of thing shows up at any point. Carries has now damped one of the Vexors.
So that Carries is almost definitely not going to die here, but we just have 36 seconds left, and then time will run out, and Rampage will move on through the winner's bracket. They're going to be up against Thingy next Saturday, so I'm looking forward to that match. That'll be a fun
fight
one.
for the Thingy team.
Yeah, I have to think Rampage is probably going to take it, but there's Lucky CCS bouncing around inside of his pod. Yeah, I mean, this is a very, very impressive setup. Rampage, we knew was going to be really strong coming into this, but this definitely surprised me how well this setup worked, and I think it's going to be surprising a lot of the teams out there. As now just a few seconds left, the remaining carries for Rep Cartel will survive, but they won't win the match. That is Rampage over Rep Cartel very convincingly with a new setup unlike anything we've seen before. And we will see you guys back in just a moment.